What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about on a daily basis, including money, investing, the stock market, the fourth stimulus package update, and stimulus check update. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. And remember that new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will keep you up to date here. And happy Mother's Day from me to you and from our family to you. I will have a special guest appearance for you guys here at the end of this video. So yeah, let me know what you guys are doing here for Mother's Day. And yeah, we always have the best community here. And yeah, make sure to watch all the way to the end of this video. I'll have a special Mother's Day appearance here in this video and maybe even in the next video here as well. So happy Mother's Day. Hope you're having a fabulous day and maybe even with friends and family. In this video, we'll be going over a couple different programs that are going to be providing $500 payments that you can apply for that are going to be going on here in a couple different parts of the country and some different state programs here as well and a couple different things here. So let's just jump right in. Here we go. Hundreds of childcare providers are planning to shut down on Monday, May 9th to demand federal help. That's right, in kind of protest. Here is the details. You might want to be prepared for this if you have any children that go to childcare or friends or family members that do. Check this out. Childcare providers across the country are planning protests and shutdowns on Monday in hopes of reminding federal and state lawmakers that they desperately need government assistance. Yeah, officials from Community Change, the progressive grassroots groups leading the efforts, told HuffPost that nearly 300 providers from 25 states have already signed up to be a part of what they are calling a Day Without Childcare, a national day of action. Wow. And by the time this comes, there could be, who knows, even more, hundreds more. We don't know. In a conference call on Thursday, several of the participating providers talked about their plights as they try to stay in business at a time when they can't pay enough to attract and keep workers. And when they can't ask families to pay more because so many parents already struggle with childcare's high costs, saying, quote, "We can no longer afford to wait." A provider from West Texas who will be closing her doors on Monday and helping to lead a march at the Texas state capitol in Austin, saying, quote, "Our families are out of options. It feels like we all know that childcare is essential, but it's time for the world to feel what it's like to go a day without childcare right now, to prevent it from becoming our permanent reality." Yeah. President Joe Biden and Democratic leaders in Congress had hoped to enact one as part of their Build Back Better legislation, but the legislation depended on near unanimous support between Democrats in Congress because Republicans would not support it, and a lone Democratic senator, Joe Manchin from West Virginia, dun dun dun, effectively killed the bill in December when he objected to its overall size and structure. But he's working on a new version of it right now with the Democrats. President Biden also says that nearly 1.2 million women haven't returned to work because there's no affordable childcare, and childcare can cost thousands of dollars per month. And especially if you have multiple children, it's not affordable to even do so. Going to work might cost just as much money to send your children to childcare, and it might not even be worth it for somebody to to do that. To do that. President Biden said nearly 1.2 million women aren't working because they can't afford childcare. Lack of affordable childcare kept many parents out of the workforce during the pandemic. And as of March 2022, the labor force level for women was about 864,000 people lower than before the pandemic in February of 2020. The National Women's Law Center calculates that women's jobs are down by a net 1.1 million women since before the pandemic in February of 2020. Yeah, childcare or lack thereof has continually been cited as one of the reasons for labor shortages persist. Some parents, especially women, have dropped out of labor force altogether as the pandemic made childcare uncertain and more expensive. That's been increasingly. As part of the now stalled Build Back Better Act, the Biden administration wanted to pour billions of dollars into lowering the cost of childcare and making it more available. Part of this include capping how much parents would pay for childcare, ensuring that families that make below 250% of their state's median income would pay a maximum of 7% of their income towards childcare. This would mean that if they can get the Build Back Better stimulus package or the new version of it that they're currently working on with Senator Joe Manchin, that millions of families, low and middle income families, could save thousands of dollars every year, or for several years at least, on childcare. Yeah. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Um, Childcare can be thousands of dollars per year, and if you have multiple children that have to pay for this, it's just simply unaffordable. Yeah. So remember, this is just one of the provisions in there, or that was in there. It's going to be completely reworked, and this could have already been passed. This could have already been passed. It was basically not passed because of Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema. It passed in the House solely by Democrats. Not a single Republican voted for it, and then it went to the Senate, and Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema, well, you kind of know what happened there. So I'll keep you up to date here on this as well. Okay, a couple new stimulus programs, stimulus type programs here that are now available here. Check this out. Number one, Merced, California, $500 pandemic essential workers can apply for $500 stimulus payments. Here is how you can get this money. And we've been seeing a lot of essential worker payments going on across the country here. We just had another entire state pass one. That was for this one right here. About 600,000 Americans to start getting direct payments worth up to $600 in weeks, thanks to a new law. This one was for the state of Delaware. A new law signed by Governor John Carney last week will give Delaware taxpayers a check under the state's relief rebate program. Individuals who receive $300, while married couples filing jointly will receive $600. Oh, this one isn't a hazard pay. I guess that's another one, but this one is for Delaware as well. $600 per married couple, $300 per person in Delaware. Anyways, I have a few of them I'll go over here in a second, but the Merced, California one. Merced residents who worked as essential workers during the pandemic are eligible for a $500 stimulus payment, the city announced here on Wednesday. The one-time payments were made possible by the federal American Rescue Plan dollars awarded to the city. Remember, stimulus money went to states, cities, and counties. So this is the city of Merced using this money for basically hazard pay, $500 stimulus payments, as you can see here. Last year, the Merced City Council sliced up $27.4 million to go towards local priorities, including the stimulus program and other initiatives like affordable housing, parks, improvement projects, etc., etc. The $500 stimulus payments will be available to Merced households that meet certain criteria. Applicants must reside in the city, have worked as an essential frontline workers in hospitality, logistics, food service, or construction worker during the pandemic. Monthly financial guidelines or household apply. Additional information can be found at www.engage.cityofmerced.org, or you can call this or email this number here. You pause the screen if you're from that city. Next up is the nearly 670,000 frontline workers in Minnesota to get a $750 pandemic bonus. So that's like 750,000 people for the state of Minnesota. Yeah, you can see here hundreds of thousands of first responders, medical workers, meat packers, and grocery clerks in Minnesota are in line for a $750 bonus check for remaining on the job as the pandemic raged on. 750 bucks, not bad. I mean, that's more than the second stimulus check was from the federal government. So pretty good from a state. Governor Tim Walz on Friday signed into law a bill that allocates a total of $500 million to cover the one-time payment for an estimated 667,000 workers who state officials said can expect checks in 10 to 12 weeks. It also provides 10 it also provides $2.7 billion to replenish the Minnesota Unemployment Trust Fund. So, yeah, there are a lot of different things going on here. But yeah, $750 checks that they're calling hero pay checks to first proposed last year, but they've finally passed it. To be eligible for the payments, employees need to have worked 120 hours between March 2020 and June of 2021 and not received unemployment benefits for more than 20 weeks. Individuals who made more than 85,000 a year and did not work with patients are not eligible. Also, universal basic income payment schedule application for monthly $500 checks closes next week. Do you qualify? Yeah, this is in the city of Chicago. The deadline is quickly approaching for monthly payments of $500. Chicago has a couple programs. They also have that $150 gas card and the transit cards. This universal basic income program, which is monthly checks, will be providing $500 recurring monthly checks to 5,000 low-income households and is one of the largest universal basic income programs in the U.S. And we would love to see something like this on a national scale as well. We have had legislators propose this, like Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar. I'll get to that here in a second, just to finish this up here. But yeah, $500 per month to 5,000 low-income households in Chicago. But you need to apply fast to the Chicago Resilient Communities Pilot Program. So just Google that. You just have to meet this criteria. You basically have to have at or below 250% of the federal poverty level. The federal poverty level for 3 is 57,000. So you have to be 2.5 times that in Chicago. So you don't, it's like 100,000 or something like that. Yeah. The deadline will close on May 13th for Chicago. And we've also had a couple different bills by Congress. One representative, Democratic Representative Ilhan Omar here has introduced a guaranteed income bill or universal basic income bill, which is pretty much the same thing here. I'll show you, I'll zoom this in here. I don't have the other zoom option on this page, but you can see here, this act will create a guaranteed income program of up to $1,200 per month for adults and $600 for kids, following pilot programs in localities nationwide. And you can see here that they are setting up programs similar to this nationwide. If you've been watching my show for a while, they have similar programs to this nationwide, like the Chicago one that's going on here right now. Applications are open right now. That one's $500 per month, but they have all sorts of different programs like this. Some that are $1,000 per month, some that are $500 per month. But this one by Congresswoman Ilhan Omar would be a federal program nationwide for low-income residents if they can get it passed. But yeah, imagine if they could do something like this, it would basically be like a stimulus check every month. And now that the government is actually running positive, the president says, as you can see here from CBS News, President Biden highlights deficit reduction, says the U.S. will pay down the national debt for the first time in 6 years. They're going to potentially pay down $1.5 trillion of deficit reduction to help reduce inflation. The point here is that the government is actually running positive now because of the economy coming back, people going back to work, and the government's actually taking in more money than they're spending for the first time in like forever. And really, you can't even look at just the 6 years because that was just a one-time little blip. It's been a long time coming, almost forever, that we've actually been able to consistently pay down debt. Now, it's not like we're doing this consistently here yet. It'll be astounding if we can do that for a while. We'll have to see. I'm a skeptic on this, so we'll have to see if we can do this. But if we can do this and actually, have like a $1.5 trillion of budget surplus on the federal level going forward, that would be a lot of money they can use for programs like stimulus check programs, monthly payments, SNAP benefits, um, helping the poor, helping the middle class, child tax credits, all these type of initiatives they want to do. It makes it a lot easier to do that when your government's basically not printing money and spending money they don't have when they're running a budget surplus. Like, for example, you look at California. Last year they had, $45 billion or whatever they had last year, and they were able to send out those stimulus checks to all their residents. Okay. And now they have $65 billion this year. And look, they're going to send out checks again this year. They're just figuring out what they're going to do, if they're going to be checks per car or checks per child and per person and reduce the gas tax. They're able to do this because they have a budget surplus. Okay. In the past, when they were running a deficit, California wasn't able to do anything. They had to raise taxes. Now that they have a surplus, look, they sent out a check last year, and they're going to probably send out a check again this year. When you have money, you can do stuff. When you don't have money, it's a lot harder to do stuff. Now, the federal government can do stuff because they print money. States can't really print money. So the federal government can still do stuff like that, like they have in the past, but it's still a lot easier to do stuff when you have a surplus, when you have extra money as opposed to not. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts. I'll keep you up to date here. And here is our special Mother's Day guest. We may have one in the next video too, but here you go. My son, Julian, Hurricane Julian. Say Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. Do you know what Mother's Day is?
What?
That's when we celebrate all the mommies and the grandmas.
And the daddies, and the grandmas, and the grandpas, and the youngs, and the grandpas, and the Kimmies, and the Frankies.
No, just the mommies and the grandmas today.
And the grandpas.
No, the grandpas and the daddies have their own day called Father's Day.
Oh.
That's coming soon.
That's coming from. Is Daddy doing that too?
Huh?
Is Daddy in Mother's Day? Is Daddy doing that too?
That will be later on. It's called Father's Day.
Daddy goes on Father's Day?
Yeah.
But Poop goes on Poop's Day.
Yeah. but today is called Mother's Day or Mommy's Day.
Mother's Day.
Yeah. And all the mommies you see today, you say, Happy Mother's Day. Say, Happy Mommy's Day.
Happy Mommy's Day.
Yep. And what you do today is you go outside and you pick flowers and you give them to Mommy and you say, We love you, Mommy.
We love you, Daddy.
No, Mommy. And well, you could say it to Daddy
We
too.
love you, Mommy. We love you, Daddy.
And then you say it to grandmas too.
I love you, Grandma. I love you, Grandma.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
love
boy.
you, Grandpa. I love you, Grandpa.
And then you say it to all of our extended family, all of our viewers. Say, we love you too.
It's gross.
You've growed. How
Yeah.
much have you growed?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That's a lot, buddy. How did you grow so much?
I grew bigger.
You growed so much you're bigger than the screen. All right, now come back down. Come back down. Come back down. Come back down. All right. All right, say bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Say,
Bye-bye.
say we love you.
Bye-bye. We love you. Bye-bye.
Say click here to watch our next video.
Click here to watch our next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.